Hello there, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. I know I've been away from the channel for quite some time. I'm sorry I had to just go away without any notice, and I wasn't able to inform you guys beforehand. It was just an emergency that took me away from from you guys, from this channel, and there was just no way I could find time or a minute or opportunity to come back to the channel to make any post or anything. Just was completely off it because of personal reasons. But I'm back now, and yeah, I hope I'm not gonna be disappearing. I hope, fingers crossed, that this will not repeat itself because I don't see anything that's gonna be taking me away from the channel. I mean, not not at least for now. Okay, so yeah, I really am sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so without any further ado, I want to apologize again. And let's before I go into any other thing, I want us to quickly talk about the game against Hull City that Chelsea won comfortably 4-0 with Pedro Neto scoring a hat trick and Estevao making the fourth. And I've not had a time to watch the game. I don't think I'm gonna go back to it because it's past now and all. But overall, I want to say that for Chelsea to have won 4-0, which means that we played pretty well. And I looked at some of the ribs coming from Liam Rosino, actually tells a lot that the whole team played very well. The only person who apparently didn't do well was Garnacho, and I hope that Garnacho fixes up as soon as possible. And Liam Delap also missed a clear chance where he could have actually registered himself for registered a goal, and for some reason whatsoever, he just couldn't convert the opportunity that presented itself. And what he said was that I swear on my life, I thought it went in. I should have just called. Like, I really do not know what's going on with Liam Delap. Okay, but I think that he should fix up if he actually wants to even make the World Cup squad for England. He needs to fix up and fix up very fast because time is not on his side. And the rest of the English players around the Premier League as a whole are banging in goals, and he's struggling to, aside fighting and racking up cards left, right, and center. I'm not seeing anything. But however, he made apparently 3 assists against All City, and it's just All City because it's a championship side. I expect that Chelsea would beat All City regardless of what the scoreline was going to be. And so that's pretty much it. Liam Delap needs to fix up. Garnacho also needs to fix up. So that's that about that. Now, today we're diving deep into Chelsea's summer plans because there are some major updates coming from multiple sources, and they tell us a lot about the direction of this club under Liam Rosino. We are talking about Marc Cucurella's potential new contract, and Cucurella has also picked up injury. I think that was even against was that Leeds or All City? Anyway, we'll get to that. Chelsea also willing to listen to offers for Tosin, Badiashile, and even Trevor Chalobah. We also have talks. Chelsea, apparently sources confirm that Chelsea are also in talks for Nottingham Forest left centre back Murillo. We also have news with regards to Nicolas Jackson apparently keeping his doors open or keeping the channel open to return to Chelsea and continue from where he stopped. We'll also be touching on that. And this is about this is just quite a lot, and it's about squad identity, it's about standard, and this is about what the level Chelsea believe they should be operating at. So break um let's just quickly touch on that. Now, we'll start with Marc Cucurella. Apparently, Marc Cucurella has picked up a hamstring injury and is going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks, and that's not a good one for me. Okay, it's not a good one because Cucurella is one of the most important players that Chelsea have right now. Okay, not just on the pitch but off the pitch. He is one of the senior players, is one of the leaders in the room and in the dressing room, and we know how important Marc Cucurella is, how important it was, okay, for Enzo Maresca's team, plan, and now how important he is, okay, to Liam Rosino's plan. We know how it bombs the down up and down the left side of the pitch, how he inverts, how it does is just so tactically aware and tactically glued and clued. Okay, someone like Marc Cucurella missing, okay, for that long is not a good telling signs for Chelsea. However, this is where Joel Atto is going to earn his flowers. Okay, Atto needs to step up and step up fast. Okay, we're going to be missing Marc Cucurella for games like against Burnley, which I believe Chelsea should be winning. Then we are going to the Emirates Stadium, which is a very, very tough ask, okay, for any club whatsoever to go down to the Emirates in hopes of actually getting a point, let alone getting 3 points. And for Chelsea to be away without Marc Cucurella is not very good. Okay, it's not very good. Okay, that's actually going to give Bukayo Saka mental edge, and I hope that it's not going to be too much for Gerald Atto. That's why I said he needs to fix up. And then we also have, is it Newcastle or Aston Villa? One of them. Okay, so aside Burnley, we have two big matches. Okay, Arsenal and Aston Villa, and these are very, very important games that Chelsea cannot afford to slip or drop point against. We need to at least win two games out of the three, and I'm not looking at the Arsenal. Doesn't mean Chelsea cannot go as far as taking on Arsenal. Okay, at the Emirates, if Manchester United could do that, why can't Chelsea do the same? So I'm not saying it's a write-off for Chelsea at the Emirates. I'm just saying that we need 6 points at least, at the minimum 6 points out of 9, and we're looking at Burnley and Aston Villa. If we can get a point against Arsenal at the Emirates, very, very fine, and if we can do a major upset, all the better, because we can't afford for Arsenal to just keep walking all over Chelsea, and that's why it's bad news that we are going to be without Marc Cucurella for that game and for that duration. However, we have someone who's actually rising up to the occasion, and I like Joel Atto, but what is required of him now is that he needs to step up and step up fast. Let me know what you guys think about what I've said as regards Joel Atto. Then we also talk about Marc Cucurella, who's set for new contract talks, and according to Graham Bailey, Chelsea are ready to meet with Marc Cucurella to discuss a new long-term deal, and this is very, very significant because not too long ago Cucurella's future looked uncertain, and there are still a faction quite a number of Chelsea fans or supporters who actually think that Marc Cucurella is not good enough. He's always and often criticized heavily, linked with moves away and questioned defensively. This is somebody who actually had Bukayo Saka, one of the most dangerous right wingers in the Premier League. Marc Cucurella has actually had Bukayo Saka in his pocket for most of the times that we've met. Chelsea and Arsenal have met. So I do not understand why some fans actually have it out for Marc Cucurella. But under Liam Rosino, he's looked defensively stabilized, and his personality has actually improved, and he's becoming even more tactically reliable, and the leadership aspect of Marc Cucurella is becoming more obvious. Okay, and that's the key for me. Okay, managers only push for contract renewals when they see long-term value, and Marc Cucurella to this present Chelsea squad is so important, so valuable. Okay, and this suggests that Liam Rosino trusts him, and Chelsea see him as part of the core. they want continuity in the backline, and it's also smart business. If Cucurella is performing, you secure him now before his value start to fluctuate. And this tells us something important. Chelsea are not just thinking about buying. Maybe they are. This is just my own opinion. They are thinking about locking down important players that are untouchable, players like Reece James, now Marc Cucurella. We're looking at Moises Caicedo, Palma, Esteval, and the rest. Anyway, so it's good, and I hope that Chelsea can hastily or speedily, okay, get to the bottom of Marc Cucurella's contract and give him what he deserves. Now, on to the next. Chelsea are ready to listen to offers, and according to Team Talk, Chelsea are open to offers for Tosin Adarabioyo, Benoit Badiashile, and Trevor Chalobah. And the reason is that they are not quite at the level Chelsea required them to be. Tosin, I agree. Badiashile, I agree. For the kind of size and physique that Badiashile possesses, even Tosin, you think that it would be very impossible to go through these players, but they are just so prone to error, especially Badiashile. Tosin on the other side, he cannot keep up. I don't think he can keep up with. He survives a 1v1 situation many times. Tosin finds himself in a 1v1 situation. He's never going to win. Okay, he never comes up top. Okay, so and this is going to be pure profit for Chelsea if we end up selling Tosin because we got him on a free. Badiashile maybe he cannot keep up with the demand of the Premier League. Okay, maybe he cannot keep up with the Premier League, and uh, it's just so. I think he forgets himself most times than not, and it shows that he doesn't trust himself enough to be able to pull through, let alone trust the rest of his teammates. He's physically strong, okay, and on his day, we know how good Benoit Badiashile is, but injuries and inconsistencies have slowed his development. And then let's talk about Trevor Chalobah. It pains me to talk about Chalobah, but because he's arguably one of the most consistent of the three. As a matter of fact, he's one of the most consistent that we have in the Chelsea defense line. He's reliable, he's versatile, and perhaps not. Is not. Is it? Is he world class? Maybe not. Okay. Can we do better than Chalobah? Yes, I think. But is it the best that we have in the Chelsea lineup or in the team right now? 100% Trevor Chalobah is the best centre back that we have right now. Okay, he doesn't get injured easily. He's ever present and always ready whenever called upon. However, if Chelsea truly want to compete at the highest level, this is the type of decision elite clubs needs to make, and Chelsea need to make them. I'm sorry, it pains me that we have to come to this resolve or conclusion or support here. If Chelsea ends up selling Chalobah, it's not the end of the world, okay. But if he doesn't go, if he is good enough to be a squad player, okay, we see how good Trevor Chalobah is when he's playing with someone that is world class or someone who is better, okay, and on the same wavelength. But in a situation where he finds himself with players like Tosin, not Disasi, Badiashile, then we all know that it's going to be a big problem or chaotic for that game. And we cannot afford to keep being inconsistent. Chelsea players, they are good, okay, they're good players, but maybe not the title winning players that we need. Again, we need to be ruthless if we want to move to the next level. Okay, so now let's talk about Chelsea actually looking at Murillo. According to Team Talk, okay, report says that Nottingham Forest are quoting or are demanding in excess of £50 million for the player, and this is where it gets interesting for me. Because it's Chelsea are already in advanced talks to sign Murillo from Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest actually they are not doing very well in the Premier League. Okay, they are in bottom of the table, and I don't think it's going to be easy for Nottingham Forest to keep all their players. Players like Murillo, players like what's the other guy, Anderson, and players like who else again that have they boast of quite good they boast of good players. Okay, they have reasonably fair play good players that would add quality to any top side. All right, and Murillo especially is one that has been consistent in the team. So he's 23 years of age, is aggressive in duels and strong in ball recovery and defending, and he's very good with progressing with the ball. It fits the profile that Chelsea actually uh, uh, work with. He's young, he's athletic, and he's got a high ceiling. At £50 million, it's a very statement. And if Chelsea can lock that down, okay, before any other club comes in and steals him. If Chelsea are willing to sell two or three centre backs to fund Murillo, and that suggests that they want a dominant defender because Murillo is dominant, and it's going to be a long-term defensive leader. Okay, in the back line, even in the squad, and he's someone who can anchor the back line, and that signals ambition. But here's the risk for me: Murillo is talented, but is it proven at the Champions League level? That's my problem. Let me know what you guys think about Chelsea looking at someone or a player like Murillo. Now, let's talk about Nicolas Jackson. Okay, according to Kieran Gills and Peter Rutzier of Germany, the Time Sport, even Fabrizio Romano, the striker situation is very fascinating. Okay, according to uh, Fabrizio, Chelsea have not, Kieran Gill, Chelsea have not ruled out keeping Nicolas Jackson next season, with Maresca uh, being replaced, or since Maresca has been replaced by Liam Rosiner, Jackson is apparently keeping his options open. And according to Fabrizio Romano, even though Chelsea have signed Emmanuel Emega, who has similar profile, it's expected that different opportunities on the market will be explored. Then shows are that Chelsea and Jackson will evaluate options together when return is loaned from Burnley. So what does this tell us? Um, we all know Nicolas Jackson. We know that he's good physically and he knows how to attack space. He operates like Joao Pedro. The only difference between Joao Pedro and Nicolas Jackson is that Joao Pedro finishes his dinner better than Nicolas Jackson. Nicolas Jackson is just very inconsistent, and the way in which Nicolas Jackson behaved towards the close of the summer transfer window actually made things worse for himself. Okay, where uh, Delap got injured, Chelsea requested or demanded that Nicolas Jackson return back to the club, and he refused and doubled down that he was not going to return to the club, and that kind of broke any kind of relationship that he might have had, okay, with the Chelsea fan and even with the club and all that. And that's, for me, that's insubordination. He's got a contract with the club and he's got to, okay, play to the rules of the club, okay. But he didn't do that. He eventually secured his move away, and it's not gone very well for him. I I don't know how this is going to play out for him, because it still shows that inconsistency. Okay, that inconsistency issue is there's a lot that it needs to do. And with Emmanuel Emega coming to the team in the summer. Now the problem that I have with Emmanuel Emega is the injury, is history of with injury rather. Other than that, Emmanuel Emega is a very complete striker, even better than Nicolas Jackson. I'm gonna say that. Okay, and so this just looks different. For me, I don't think Nicolas Jackson is going to return back to. He's going to be returning to Chelsea. He's only going to come back in the summer, only for his move, for him to secure a move away from the club. Probably clubs like Newcastle, clubs like Aston Villa might be looking at him. Even clubs like Juventus and all. That's basically what I think. I don't think that he's going to be able to uh, unless he wants to come and be a squad player. Next season, we're going to be having Joao Pedro, who is now looking more ready uh, than we saw in the beginning of the season. We also have Emmanuel Emega, who's going to be returning to the club in the summer. We also have Liam Delap. And we also have Marquis. Marquis is apparently or obviously going to be going on either a loan or it's going to be sold. Probably Liam Delap might actually get a loan to get consistency if we're going to be if we're considering keeping Nicolas Jackson. We can't have 4 to 5 strikers. Come on, that's not going to happen. Okay, because we also have players like Kenda coming back in the summer. We also have plus well, we also need to look at the the left wing. So yeah, it's just a lot. So Fabrizio Romano, like I said, alluded to the fact that Chelsea already have Emmanuel Mega coming in the summer, and that doesn't rule out the fact that Chelsea might also still look into the transfer window at the summer, okay, to try and secure another attacker, probably a striker or a left winger, one that can operate in both sides of position in the team, and Liam Rosner is open to give every player a clean slate and all. So let's just see how that is going uh to go or how that's gonna play out. And this entire news cycle tells us one thing, that Chelsea are reshaping identity. And if we see the way Liam Rosino, the boys have been playing under Liam Rosino, you could see that the handbrake has been taken off the players, and they have more freedom to express themselves, and the positional play looks very interesting. Enzo Fernandez, his game has now, or he has upped his game. Joao Pedro has also upped his game. Cole Palmer and even the rest. So we can talk about players now actually performing on the eye compared to the pragmatic system that the players were actually under, and kind of felt like there's so much holding them back. The position they were playing was holding them back from doing certain things and all that. So I think that this news tells us that Chelsea will actually sell squad level players and try to replace them with players that will actually improve the team and all that. And then they're going to be targeting athletic, high upside defenders and reassess strikers, the striking depth of the squad. And most importantly, they are trying to raise the standard of the team. I hope this is just me. This is what I'm looking at. If they actually do this, okay, it means that they're trying to up the standard of the team. But will they do it? We've seen them many times come up to feed us loads of BS and crabs and all that, and in the end, they end up going for players that we actually do not know, players for the future. Do I think that Chelsea will actually do as they're saying, or as it's been reported? It remains to be seen. And if all this happens, Tosin leaving, Badiashile leaving, possibly Chalobah leaving, and we end up bringing players like Murillo, probably another midfielder like Anderson or Adam Wharton, or any other midfielder, and we can actually get the striking department banging in goals and converting their chances and all that. If Nicolas Jackson is going to come and try to fight for his position or try to be a squad player, all well and good. And if not, well, it's only going to end up attracting or bringing profit for Chelsea. But one thing I've seen, I know that Chelsea need to do, we need to sort out the left wing side of the team. Garnacho and Gittins are not it, okay? Garnacho and Gittins are not it. Players like Pedro Neto has also been uh, actually rumored to be linked away from the club, or rumored to be the club are looking to sell Pedro Neto, who was actually one of the most important players that Chelsea have in the team. I don't know, man. I don't know how this is going to be. If we're going to sell Neto, I don't think Chelsea need to sell. I don't think Chelsea should sell Neto without selling Garnacho and Gittins. Maybe Gittins or Garnacho go on loan. Probably Gittins, but Garnacho needs to go. If we're going to sell Neto, we need to be bringing in maybe a player like Kenan Yildiz of Juventus. And that guy, that player is what Chelsea need. If we're going to be going, if we want to be competing on all fronts next season, okay, we need someone like Kenan Yildiz or Morgan Rogers of Aston Villa. If we're going to be selling, letting go of players like Pedro Neto, we should be going for players like Morgan Rogers, and then someone that can, another squad player in the midfield, like who's got experience, like I don't know, I don't know, maybe Locatelli. What other player can? Maybe we just bring in someone like Kante, although Kante is now in Fenerbahce. Maybe we can bring in anyway. I'm sure there are lots of players there that would actually improve the squad better and all. So I hope that Chelsea will actually do the right thing. Even though that we're under restriction and all, I think that Chelsea can still do something and improve the 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 squad. And yeah, so the most important thing is that execution matters. Okay, replacing these three defenders and the other ones that Chelsea are looking at. Will they do? Like I said, it remains to be seen. And this, like I said, this summer is going to be the defining moment for us, for Chelsea as a whole. If we get that, if we get it right, then it's going to be very, very interesting for the club. But if we fumble it again, if we fumble it, because we are going to be entering the ninth or maybe the 10th transfer window, which we're supposed to judge these people in the fourth transfer window. Okay, so we need to get it right, and we cannot afford to be peeling behind, further away from teams that want to compete. So Chelsea needs to be ruthless, and it's one thing to want to generate money and all that. It's another thing for you to ensure that the club, okay, that is generating money for investors and the likes, they can actually have everything, the right equipment to be able to compete so they can bring in more revenue. Let me know what you guys think about everything that I've said in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and don't forget to share this video because it's very important. Okay, it's the only way that you can help this channel grow, and I'll be here to give you guys more news if there's anything that comes up between now and tomorrow. But if not, I'll be preparing my match predicted lineup for the game, as Chelsea will be welcoming Burnley back to the bridge on the weekend. It's a very good opportunity for the players to have 8 days, an 8 days break. They've been playing non-stop and not have had enough time to recover and gather their strength. So, I mean, 2 3 days away from football will do them a lot of good. Will refresh them and actually get them ready for the final lap of the season. And after the game after Burnley, it's very, very tough. We looked at last season as one of the toughest fixtures that we had towards the close of the season. This is a different level. We have Arsenal, we have Aston Villa, we have Everton, we have Newcastle, we have Manchester United, we have Manchester City. It's just like that, back to back to back to back to back. So, excuse me, these 8 days is actually coming at the right time. Okay, and I hope that the boys will make do of this little break to recharge and come back raring to go for the final lap of the season. Like I said, if there's anything that comes up between now and and next video, I'll be here to share with you guys. Don't forget to check out this space and then turn on your notification bell so that you're notified when a video is put out there. Until then, it's Chelsea first, rivals next. Peace.